going to walk you through this is behind the scenes of how I create the summary videos for the weekly recap. So when we record the meetings on Zoom, there's an AI companion piece that you can turn on. After your meeting commences, once you end the meeting, then they'll send you a summary. So you can take this summary information. And so I've copied it already. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. So what I'll say is, say clear. I'll paste in this week's information. I'll modify the title a bit. Say act as a proofreading and grammar specialist. Correct the following summary by making necessary spelling and grammatical changes. Also remove any personal identifiable information and names from the output. So that goes in here. And then at the end, I have a little piece where I have for more content. Thanks for reading. So I'll specify that. I'm going to go ahead and generate that and wait for chat to give me the analysis here. So I have a subscription here to ElevenLabs, and what I can do here is go and create this. So if I'm gonna go start from scratch project, I'll name this one NPM 325, 320, let's take it 329. So I just do this so I can keep all these projects separate. So I'll know which ones are which. All right, go in here. I'll select a voice now. Typically use a voice. I don't know what voice I'm gonna use yet. But okay, so when I copy that out, I killed everything out of there. So I gotta go back to chat. Take this, copy this in again. Go back to ElevenLabs. I got all these darn browsers. Which one it was? Which one is it? No, it's that one. Okay, so now if I paste that in, so this is the recap information, right? So that's going to be our title information. And so now I can preview the voices. So if I want this voice, let me see if I got so I can preview these different voices to see if these are voices I want. Now that I did that voice already, I try to switch the voices up. All right. So I'll go with this Roger voice. That's fine. I should have enough credits here to get this generated. And so I'll say now export. Yeah, so I got enough credits. So I export that out. Say it will cost 6,080 some credits. That's fine. It's going to give me MP3. And I'm going to do that. So it's going to take a minute for that to export and to give me the MP3 version of this. All right. So while that's doing that, I'm going to go to my editor. So I use Reaper. I come from a music background, so I'm familiar with like DAWs. DAW is just digital audio workstations. But Reaper is pretty good. It started as an audio editor, moved from being an audio editor, and they started adding video capabilities to it as well. So this is an existing project that I have, but I'll just a quick overview on the left here. This is just a mixer, and it just has different tracks in it. This is a view screen, so whatever I want on the viewer, it will show up there. And then down the bottom is the tracks. So each of these tracks. So typically what I'll do is, so I had the graphic. So here's the graphic here. So I can just stick the graphic on this piece right here. So that'll be the graphic that comes up on it. So you can see here it's in the, it looks like it's in form for like TikTok or Instagram. And what I want this is for YouTube. So I'm gonna go through and change the project setting. So typically it's just the opposite. So if you go in portrait form, it's 1080 by 920. But if you swap that, that's more regular YouTube form. So if I just change this to swap those around, say okay. So now you see it goes to long form there. And this is what I want for YouTube. If I was gonna create a short or something, I'll switch it back to the other side. So I have that piece come in. So I'll put a music track on here. And so I'm gonna pull in. So you can see here, I have that video there. And then what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll just do this for the end. So, and then now I'm going to go out and see if my audio is finished. All right, so let's go back to ElevenLabs. All right, so it says that it downloaded that. It's ready for me to save it. So that's my ElevenLabs audio version that's saved out. Now I can go back to Reaper and then just pull this in as my audio text. So my audio text, I wanted to come here on track 6. So I'm just grab that, go down to track 6 and just drop it. All right, so that goes down to track 6. I'll put this music track here, and I want it to run the length of the audio as well. And so, and I'm not going to have necessarily a video in between. So what I'll do is just going to be a continual stream in terms of just the graphic, and I can kind of bring it in and end it there. So I can have that. Now the next piece of this is to actually bring in the subtitles. So within Reaper has an extensive programming language to have different scripts and plugins that you can use. So I'm using the video processor plugin, but in that, what I want to do is actually bring in this this subtitle stuff for this. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this action. So for subtitles, you got to have a recording, and then you can take the subtitles up TurboScribe. So what you can do is you can actually take your subtitle form. So anything that you have in a audio form, and if you want subtitles for it, you can take those subtitles. You can take that audio form, and it can create the closed caption or subtitles, which, you know, same thing, and say transcribe files. So what I want to do is drop a file here. And this again would be that same file that I took from the text to speech. Just dropped it there, analyze it. I'm gonna go accurate, transcribe. So what this is gonna do is it should give me what is called an SRT file. SRT file is the transcript file. That what it basically does, it's gonna take the audio reading of what was said in the MP3. And then transcribe it and set it to time. And then you can take that file and import that file into an editor that understands that. And what it's going to do is going to align the rendering of the words to the actual audio that you have. And you can do this on audio and or video. I'm just actually using audio, so I don't have video that I'm using. So it says it's generated. So let's say open that. So you can see here, here's a file. Now it gave that to me. Now I'm going to say I'm going to download the SRT file. All right. And it says how many words per segment. 8 is fine. Max 10 per segment. I say fine. So I'll just do the SRT download. It takes this. This is a free account on TurboScribe. I think you get 3 a day or something like that. 3 daily transcriptions. So that's good enough. So I'm gonna take that SRT for $3.29, save that. Now I'm gonna go back to Reaper. So here I go up to track. I'm gonna say insert new track. All right, I'll move that to the top. Go to add, and then I wanna add the video processor. Double click on the video processor, it adds in. And then here, I'm gonna insert the output here, but let me go back. If I go to extensions, I go to actions. I wanna go to SRT. And I want the SRT load. And if I run that, what it's going to do is ask me to upload the SRT file that I want. I'll go back to my downloads folder. Here's a one for $3.29. Go back to the script to run it again. Pull the file in. So I wanted to see if there was an offset that I wanted it to delay, but I don't need a delay. So I can change so it says enter time code offset for video. There is no offset because I'm starting right at the beginning. I can say, okay, pull that in. And what it does, that copies it to the clipboard. And so what I want to do is go back to my video processor, double click in here, paste that in. So once I paste it in, now I'm gonna save it. It says code successfully updated. And so now I should have that information starting to display. So if I go back to the video and I start to play it, so you can see. So you can see here that subtitles or the closed captioning that is playing here. So you can see that I'm probably, yes, I'm off probably about a half a second or so. First, I want to take out piece where it had this from the TurboScribe. It had that initial message there. I don't want that. I just want to start here. That's fine. So that's the first part. Second part is, so what happens is you have XY positions in terms of where you want that to be displayed. So within the context of this graphic that I have here, I want it in this black area below the weekly recap and above the HTTPS. So I can raise the X position here. And so you see there, so I raise it. So that's where the closed caption is gonna, or the subtitles are gonna show. And then another thing with me having a black background, I want to change the color of the background differently so it'll show up a little bit better. So I'm gonna go to the background alpha. So I'm gonna change the background bright higher to where I can get a different background here. And then I'm gonna actually change that background alpha too, so it won't bleed through. You have to change the background, the text bright. Yeah, so either I can go darker color or go white and then change them and see which one is going to be best. So I think that's good right there. And it's enough where I'm not getting too much bleed from the graphic behind it. So you can see this in the graphic where it has that chart, but it's not necessarily bleeding through, because what you want is when you do the subtitles, you want to make sure that your subtitles are clear enough to where that the people, when they're actually reading it as well as they're listening to the audio. So let me just bring it up just a little bit. Right there. Okay. All right. So I feel good about that piece. So go through. All right. So I don't want that "thanks for reading" at the end on my audio. So let's see how this ends. All right. So it came out all right there. So it looks like that I need to do a little bit of a buffer. It looks like I'm a little fast. All right. So it looks like I'm just a little bit lagging. It probably went too much. Let me go down to 15. Save it again. Come back. So there's a little bit of trial and error here, testing to get your timing right. So that's good enough. So I already have it within this range. So what I can do here is go up to Reaper, go to File, go to Render. So remember, I changed this to 1920 to 1080. I want to make sure that the output is right. We got 30 frames per second. Just call this NPM 3292225. It's going to output. It's going to be based on my time selection. All right, has everything else. I'm going to say render file. One thing I want to, you know what? One thing I did not check. So one of the things is when you're doing audio, when you're doing video, you want to make sure that your audio is of good amount too, in terms of that it's loud enough. So I use this, and I use the USFS. So I can see here is -13. That's a good range. Anywhere say between like a 15.5, maybe up to 11 is a good range. So I can see that I'm fine right here at this 13, between 14. So it's going to be a good volume level. So you want to make sure that, because sometimes you can have your video too low. And if it's too low, when readers come on YouTube and not readers, but viewers come on YouTube, and they find that your video is too low and they can't hear it, they're not going to be so apt to continue watching your video if the volume, if the audio is not there. So it's just one thing to be mindful of. So you always want to check that to make sure it's good. So I'll go back. I know that's fine. So I see this here, this Walgreens trading range. One thing about this, sometimes it'll get to a point and it'll have an old area. So what I want to do is make sure this goes blank before I start the recording, because if not, sometimes it'll start with that in the video, and you don't want that. So now if I go back to the video, say render, go back to npm 329 2025. So rendering is just basically writing this project out as what you saw here in the video display, writing this out as a file. So I'm writing it out as a MOV file with the right dimensions, and I need to change that again because I went back to 920, so it's 1920, because if not, that it's going to put it in the other form, 1080. All right, so write that out and say render file. So now this is a process it's going to go through, and rendering is just basically taking the project and writing it in a MOV format, MP4 MOV, which is what YouTube allows for one of its video file types. All right, so I'm just waiting on it to render. While it's doing that, what I can do is go back to YouTube, make sure I'm in my right channel. I have two channels, make sure I'm in my right channel. I go here and I can say create and say upload video. So once that video finishes rendering, I'll drop that video here, and then I'll go through and edit the content for that. But we have our normal video that we have, and it's here, and this is for our exclusive members. So what I'll do is I'll upload this one, and this one will not be available for public consumption. If you want to become a member of Mike Perry Money and our weekly webinar, I can show you the link here. Is actually take this. So this is where our webinar, and you could sign up here for a subscription. It's $49 a month, and you'll get access to this. And so the video that I'm about to upload here is just the full recording for our members, just in case if any of them. And so this is one of the benefits as a member of the full group. What you can do is get access to the videos in the event that you may miss a video, that you had something going on you couldn't attend. You can always come back and watch the full output of that. But these are private. We do not allow people to see these unless you. So now I'll change that link in there because it's in a recording, so you can see it there. But so we'll upload that video, and that's for the regular ones. And so I'm just waiting on our other render to be complete. Okay, that render is complete. Go to create, go to upload. And so I'll select this. So this is our recap video here. Take that, drop it in. And then when it does, I'll go here, I'll rename this based upon the date, 3/29. Then I'll go back to our article. I'll grab that, I'll update because we say if you wish to read the content, you can view it here. This is the content page for that. If you want to read the text of it, I'll scroll down. I'll upload the thumbnail. We use the same thumbnail that we created before. Have that uploaded, add it to our playlist, and check the video elements. I want visibility on this one, public, and I publish it. So in this video, I walked you through the process of using AI coupled with your Zoom subscription with the AI companion turned on to be able to get the transcript of your meeting, then to take that transcript, anonymize it through ChatGPT, then to take that, send it out and send it to to ElevenLabs in order to create the text-to-speech narration. Then to take that and send it to TurboScribe.ai to be able to get a SRT file in order to generate your closed caption or subtitles, whichever name you prefer. And then to edit that into a complete video, then to render that video, and then to upload it into YouTube. This is the behind the scenes of creating the recap videos using AI. So thanks for watching. Hopefully it was helpful.